You had an ad running, it was working, maybe even scaled it, and then one day the results just stopped. Your cost per result climbed and you do what everybody else does. You duplicated, you bump the budget, you tweak the creative and copy a little, but nothing works. Here's the thing, most people assume that they've done something wrong within the platform itself, but they actually haven't. This is totally inevitable, this will happen again in the future, but after this video you'll know exactly what to do when it happens, but you'll also be able to spot the signs and prevent from happening in the first place. There are 4 reasons why your meta ads stopped working. I'm gonna walk you through all 4 and how to tell which one you're actually dealing with, because the fix for each one is completely different. So reason number 1 is one of the most common ones that I see, and it's the one that people get wrong all the time. Your ad didn't get worse, it just ran out of people. When an ad's performing, Meta pushes it really hard to the audience that is responding. That's the algorithm doing exactly what it should be doing, but that same audience has a ceiling. Once you've reached the people who are most likely to convert, you start hitting the same people over and over again. And you can see it right here. Your frequencies start climbing and your cost per result starts climbing with it. That's not necessarily a creative problem, that's a reach problem. So the fix isn't necessarily a fresh version of that same ad. It's a genuinely different angle or concept for that same customer type. A new angle gives Meta a new signal, so it can go find the people that the first message never landed on. Reason number 2 is a post-Andromeda one, and it's the reason why duplicating your winner never actually saves it. The way that it works now is that your creative is your targeting. Meta reads your creative, reads the message, works out who responds to it, and goes and finds more of those people. But there's a limit to that. Once it's found everyone who fits that specific message, the ad's got nowhere left to go. This is exactly why duplicating a winning ad does nothing. You're handing Meta the same signal that it's already used up. And honestly, if your new ad is just a slight variation of your winning ad, Meta can read it as the same creative. So it ends up just competing with the original ad and not producing any new results. What you actually need is a genuinely different concept, not a variation, a completely different angle. So Meta's got a fresh new signal and a new audience to go and find. Reason number 3. Sometimes the ad is still fine, your audience has just moved on without you. When you first launched that ad, your market might have been problem aware. They knew that they had a problem, but they haven't found an answer yet. So your ad spoke right to them and it converted. But as your brand grows, more of your market becomes solution aware and then product aware. They've already seen your ad, they already know who you are, and the same message that converted a cold audience just doesn't land on a warm one that's heard it before. So your creative has to move with your audience's awareness level. What worked at the start won't work as your brand continues to grow. And reason 4 is one that people get mixed up with reason 1 all the time. And getting those two confused is definitely going to cost you a bit of money. Fatigue isn't just about how many times people have seen your ad, it's about how many times Meta has served that specific message to the people who are most likely to respond to it. So even at a low frequency, a concept or an angle can still be fatigued if it's been running long enough that the people who are going to respond already have responded. And what's left is harder to convert and your numbers show it. And this is happening faster than it ever used to. What I'm seeing in ad accounts now is creatives fatiguing in 2 to 3 weeks when it used to fatigue in 4 to 6 weeks. Andromeda reaches your audience a lot faster, so it burns through the creative a lot faster too. Which is why creative velocity is very important in 2026. So if your ad just suddenly stopped working, it's definitely not random, it's most likely one of these 4 reasons. Audience exhaustion, creative signal depletion, a market sophistication shift, or concept fatigue. It's really important that you work out which one it is before you start changing anything within the platform, because the fix for each one is different. If you found this helpful, please let me know. I'm putting out content around advertising every single week, so if that is something that interests you, it'd be great if you could let me know by liking this video or subscribing to the channel.